Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today?
Hello, Thomas.
What's going on? How about that debate? Can you hear me good?
I can hear you fine. And how about that debate? It was horrible. That was a travesty. And I was expecting. Everyone had the bar set so low for Joe Biden, and as far as how he would communicate and all that, I believe that he would do decent, and I was completely disappointed. He underdelivered severely, and I think the worst part of it all is that he gave in to the baiting of the president. He gave in to Donald Trump's baiting, and he fell right into his little trap. And
Richard, how could you possibly not fall into the trap of Trump? He talked every second. He was on it. He was on his adrenaline. He was on his Adderall.
Right. I'm not talking about Trump's interrupting. I'm talking about how Biden stooped down to the level of the name calling and of the general behavior unbecoming of a commander in chief.
Well, I mean, they both are name callers in chiefs. They're both scumbags. So I mean, I didn't expect anything but that, and I got it. I got what I wanted there.
So you're saying you predicted this?
I mean, come on. They were both on speed. They were both completely calling each other clowns. Biden called Trump a clown. Then freaking Trump mentions Hunter. Even when he's talking about Bo. That was hilarious, bro. He didn't even let Biden get into his "my son was a war hero" monologue. I thought Biden was going to go all down the "I'm a Bo. My son was Bo. I sent my own son to die in Iraq." Remember that, guys? I sent my own goddamn son to die. Cancer got him first. But it's all good.
Right, yeah.
You're saying it's a travesty. Give me the list. Minimize. How is it a travesty?
How was the debate a travesty?
Yeah, how was the debate such a travesty? I think it's the most entertaining part of this election. My opinion.
Okay. As far as entertainment, it was absolutely entertaining. But in the standard of presidential debates, that was, the American people deserve better. Obviously, I think there was one part where I think it made it all worth it when President Trump brought up the crime bill. Unfortunately, it was only talked about for maybe a minute. So the millions of men and women who are unjustly thrown into prisons for nonviolent crimes got 1 minute of airtime, but that's better than the zero I expected. So, I'm glad that Trump brought it up.
From the American people.
You're totally right. I think I think that was my favorite part of that.
To bring up the crime bill, not Chris Wallace. And what is Chris Wallace doing on ABC News? Who did that? Who did that?
Well, I think Chris Wallace is actually he's from Fox News.
Yeah, he is. What's he doing on ABC? I thought this was a liberal news media. There's an ABC debate. There's a CNN debate. What is this?
Yeah.
What is a commentator from Fox News doing on ABC? Shouldn't that be Sarah Hayes or like Meghan McCain or Sunny Hostin or Joy Behar or what's her name from Good Morning US, Good Morning America? Where are all these people? I think it's a Fox News host. And even the Fox News host couldn't encumber President Donald Trump and his constant talking.
Right.
Sir, you'll be very happy. You'll be very happy. We're getting the law and order. He has no law, nor is he in order, sir. That was my favorite part. That was my favorite part. My favorite part is the freaking thing. Also, when Trump was getting on Biden about the crime bill. Get on him. Somebody talk to him about the crime bill. Somebody.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to do it.
And actually, was he... Now, I remember Trump said that Biden called African-American men super predators. Wasn't that Hillary Clinton, though?
It was. But, they're a whole merry-go-round of stupid establishment Democrats. They were all in it. They were all in that scum. And they were swimming around it. They are the swamp, by the way. They are the swamp.
Well, Trump said he would drain the swamp, and really what he did was he filled it with monsters.
Yeah. Yeah, he filled it with his own monsters, and then John Bolton, who he regrets, I'm sure, now.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm sure now he does. Yeah.
So, what can we take away from this debate? Like, as the American people, let's pretend we're the dumb American people. What can we take away from this debate? If I was like a novice Politico, what can I take away?
Well, okay. I think I think the debates are obviously not for the loyal bases. And, debates used to be approached differently back in, back before Obama. Debates were approached like, this is America's decision to make, and the debates are pivotal. And that, I think, since Obama, polarization has become much more prevalent. And in this debate, in the debates of the last, since 2018, last 12 years, it has been directed towards the undecided voters. So I think the undecided voters of tonight, I think if not some are still undecided, I think they would go with Biden just because, I think the worst of Trump was shown tonight, and absolutely a side of Biden that we did not know. I think his weaknesses were highlighted, but at the same time, in the two-man race, I think a lot of undecided voters are on Team Biden tonight.
So you think Biden won the debate?
I think no one won the debate. I don't think it qualifies as a debate. I think that you know what? If I have to pick a winner, I would say that it was they both did equally bad. I think they both lost their composure and performed very poorly.
They were probably hungry. Somebody should have gotten some crackers. These old men, bro. Old ass rich men. With no patience.
Yeah,
so,
you know what?
You're right. The American people lost as usual on this debate. I liked the fact that crime bill was at least brought up because Chris Wallace was going to bring up that crime bill. And by the way, Chris Wallace wasn't going to bring up Ukraine or Hunter Biden or Burisma. I mean, I understand why Trump is all on edge about this stuff because the mainstream media is not going to bring up the stuff that's going to hurt Joe Biden. And that's what I was talking to my friend Carrie about earlier when we were talking about me and my birdie bro friends. We're talking about how the mainstream media will not hold Joe Biden accountable. And how are we going to push Joe Biden to the left if we can't even hold him accountable for the things he's done?
Well, the answer is we're not. Here's the thing. Biden won't be pushed to the left for a couple reasons. Number one, Biden's going to do what the neo-libs do. And another reason is because of the SJW counterculture, the Democratic Party has been moving right in the last 4 years. Okay? Yes. And I have something to point out here. If you look at the Clinton campaign, the Hillary Clinton campaign, it was Bernie Sanders compared to Joe Biden's campaign. It was way to the left of what Biden is defining his campaign as now. The appeals that Biden makes are all, conservative talking points. He brings up the law and order. He brings up the, he goes against
all conservative talking points. And guess what? Joe Biden genuflected to those conservative talking points. He did. Volunteered to say that he was not about defunding the police. He was not about any of the things. And even Trump said, you just lost the left. Trump said, you just lost the left.
He did. I thought that was interesting. And you know what I also found interesting? When, they both, the moderator tried to get both to appeal to the other side. And they asked Trump to denounce, a lot of his base, the white supremacists. And Trump very cleverly didn't do it. In fact, he said that Proud Boys, the neo-fascist group, should stand by. And so Trump did not give in to the appealing to the other side, but Biden did. He specifically went out and said the phrase law and order. He said, I am for law and order. He said that. And so I think basically Trump played his game of trying to back Biden into a corner, throw him off. And I think he succeeded in that. I think he succeeded in Biden took the bait. Trump.
This is not a general election, Richard. This is a Republican primary. That's what this is. And
that's a good observation.
I could be furthermore convinced than I am now after that conversation. After that conversation, I am fully aware of the consequences of what Joe Biden is going to do. I just want every leftist to know that. When you're going to vote for Joseph Biden, I want every leftist to know what you're going to cast your vote for. You're going to cast your vote for a right-winger. That's
The
what
crime
you're going to
bill.
have. Because, I mean, literally, did he even fight about the Supreme Court justice nomination? No.
No,
and guess
and you know
what? Trump was
Trump
right.
brought up a
Trump
good
was right.
point about the.
Barack Obama left all those judges to be filled.
I was just gonna say that Trump brought up a good point about all those seats being left open for Trump to fill, and Biden was speaking some
Barack Obama. What a lazy ass.
Yeah, and you know what?
He wanted Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland was horrible. So I'm glad Barack
Something
Obama
I find
didn't.
interesting. Something I find very interesting. CNN, who is oftentimes, all the time, very generous to Joe Biden, said tonight, right when the debate ended, I listened to some of the post-debate coverage, like literally the first 60 seconds of it. And in that 60 seconds, we heard, who's the guy with the beard? Will Blitzer. He said, one of the first things he said was, I would not be surprised if he didn't even say I would not be surprised. He said, it is my prediction that there will be no further debate between the vice president and President Trump, because that's how nasty it went. I found that so fascinating because, we've throughout the history of the commission and presidential debates themselves, there has been 3 debates. And I guess this went so nasty that people are predicting that there will be no more. And I just find that so interesting that this debate, this travesty, this show of weakness, really, this was a show of of the weak state America's in. And I think it really showcases how polarized this country is. That debate, these men, if they really wanted to stop the division, they would have kept their composure. They did not. And in that 60 seconds with Will Blitzer, he basically said that he predicted that. Then Jake Tapper comes on and he says that the American people lost. Both were both.
Mr. Tapper?
Yeah,
Mr.
he
Tapper,
did, and he said that Biden. He explicitly went out and said Biden did not do well. And then, last lady, who's the blonde lady? I should know these people's names. Yeah, she has a very recognizable face. I'll have to look her up. But at first it was Blitzer, then Tapper, and then the blonde lady, and she basically parroted the words of Tapper. Only she said, Mr. Tapper, you said it in a very less harsh words, and I'm going to say this. And she said, and I quote, the debate was a shit show. She said that on TV, and she said, I'm sorry for being harsh, but, and those were her words. So
can you think of any other kind of term for this debate, except for actually it was first grade, it was kindergarten, it was pre-K, it was Chris Wallace was a babysitter, and you literally saw him with a fucking one of those, what do you call them, one of those little shepherds, little things, and you saw him herd the president. This way, Mr. President, you like law and order. Guess what we're doing next, Mr. President? We're going to do law and order now, okay?
And on that point, what's so funny is that Christopher Wallace, he explicitly said to try, just trying to pacify the president, and President Trump was like, you know what? Let me be honest here for a second. And Christopher Wallace literally said, no, Mr. President. There were so many moments where it looked like
no, Mr. President, no.
He was pacifying an energetic puppy almost. And you know what? I did not expect this debate to go so nasty because, I know that President Trump and Vice President Biden had a conversation on the phone at the beginning of the pandemic. And I guess they were able to have, I don't think they did, no. But, I think Trump said himself they were able to have a productive conversation. And you know what? Trump's tone towards Biden after they had that conversation for a week or two was very mild. He wasn't as harsh to him. So I had some inclination that tonight would go more civilly than it did, just because, for some reason I felt that these two men would at least be a little more civil. I didn't think it was going to be friends out for tea, but I did not think it would be that nasty. And I can't imagine how it's going to be if Biden wins. And you know how they do that ceremony in the transition, right? You have to know. You have to have seen the Bush transition, right?
Tell the viewers. How do they do it?
when they do the transition on Inauguration Day, the president-elect goes to the outgoing president's White House. There's a photo op of the president-elect walking in, and they have many planned events for the day. The president-elect and the to-be first lady with the outgoing president and the outgoing first lady, they sit and have tea. There's a ceremony where each couple has a dance together. It's a full-on event, and I cannot imagine that this tradition continues if Biden is indeed the president-elect. I can't picture it. And if it does happen, if it does take place, I bet you it is going to be the most awkward, uncomfortable, and tense meeting ever. And between an outgoing president and an incoming president-elect. And, I would even add this. I would even say that I would be worried that they would, get physical. That's something I worried about today. Like,
you want to do some push-ups, Mac? Look here, fat. You want to do some push-ups?
Well, no, I would be afraid that Biden would strike the president just because, if between the two of these, someone says, which do you think is more likely? Which one, President Trump or Biden, is more likely to throw a punch out of anger? I would say Biden. And, I think if it came down to a fight, I think Trump would, he's always been, a little prissy boy. And here's another thing, President Trump.
Now you're speculating, bro. Now you're speculating.
I don't think he's ever been fit his entire life. I think when he was younger, he exercised out of maybe did not even exercise, but he was just fit enough that a billionaire would be. But I don't think he was ever like this strong man. And Biden, he was an athlete at one point. So if I were to picture someone throwing a punch out of anger and then another man quivering, I would think Biden would be the angry one and Trump would quiver. That's just my observation of it. And if that transition happens, I don't think anything will be as entertaining and shocking and jaw-dropping as tonight.
For these states, then they have robbed the American people not only of a stimulus, but of some entertainment. And that's my final thought on Tommy Nation Politics. We have Richard Powski, main contributor of Tommy Nation Politics. And Richard, I'll talk to you later more about this. We're probably going to be talking through the night about this. I know I got Chris Emmelman here. We're going to be making a little video as well. So stay tuned, and I'll get back to you, though. But my phone's about to die, so I'm going to get off for a bit. Hey, thank you.
All right.
Keep on writing those
Thanks
articles,
for talking
Richard.
to me.
Thank you. Tommy Nation
Yes,
Politics.
sir.
Later.